Tian, Xiwei and Zhang Ling stepped off the private transport vehicle, feeling the crisp, invigorating mountain breeze of Yunnan sweep across their faces. The sprawling green valleys and towering, mist-shrouded peaks instantly reminded them of why they had both looked forward to this specific project for months. Following the massive, unexpected success of their previous adventure, the production team had promised that Crazy Treasure Hunt 2 Inches would push every boundary of excitement, mystery, and physical endurance. Neither actor knew the exact twists waiting for them in the script, but the palpable energy in the air signaled that this journey would be unlike anything they had ever experienced before. The bustling crew surrounded them immediately, cameras flashing and boom microphones hovering as the director called for a quick rehearsal of the opening sequence. Zhang Ling adjusted the heavy canvas backpack straps over his shoulders, testing the weight of the emergency supplies, maps, and mysterious gadgets packed inside. Tian Xiwei checked the laces of her rugged hiking boots, her eyes gleaming with a mixture of competitive fire and genuine amusement. They shared a quick, knowing glance, an unspoken camaraderie forged during countless grueling shoot days on past dramas, ready to face whatever eccentric challenges the writers had concocted for them this time. Before the cameras even started rolling for the official take, a local guide approached them with a weather-worn wooden box tied shut with a braided red cord. Inside lay the first official clue of the season, a cryptic riddle written in ancient Dongba script, pointing toward a legendary hidden temple nestled deep within the Linghe mountain range. The director yelled action, and instantly, the playful banter between the two stars shifted into full gear as they began deciphering the puzzle on the spot. Their spontaneous chemistry ignited the scene, blending witty comedic timing with genuine urgency as they raced against an invisible clock. Leaving the base camp behind, the duo embarked on a winding trek through a dense, emerald green pine forest where sunlight filtered through the canopy in golden beams. Every turn on the narrow dirt path felt cinematic, the breathtaking backdrop of Yunnan providing a stunning visual feast for the future viewers at home. Zhang Ling took the lead, clearing low-hanging branches and offering a steady hand whenever the terrain became steep or slippery. Tian Xiwei matched his pace effortlessly, laughing as a sudden gust of wind sent a flurry of pine needles cascading down onto their shoulders. Deep into the forest, they stumbled upon the first designated checkpoint, an old, abandoned logging station overtaken by creeping vines and colorful wildflowers. Suspended from the rafters of the rotting wooden porch was a large metal cage containing a coded padlock and a pile of mixed puzzle pieces. Zhang Ling groaned playfully, realizing they would have to solve a spatial riddle before they could retrieve their next set of coordinates. Without wasting a single second, Tian Xiwei dove straight into sorting the wooden blocks, her sharp focus surprising even the cameramen tracking her every move. Working together in tight synchronization, they managed to crack the code with mere seconds to spare before a simulated timer buzzed loudly from the production truck parked nearby. The padlock snapped open with a sharp metallic click, releasing a folded parchment map marked with a glowing red X. Tian Xiwei snatched the map triumphantly, holding it up to the lens with a bright, victorious grin that instantly boosted the morale of the entire film crew. Zhang Ling chuckled, wiping a bead of sweat from his forehead while praising her quick thinking under pressure. Their journey then led them downward into a picturesque valley carved by a rushing, crystal-clear river fed by melting snow from the distant Himalayan foothills. Crossing the rushing water required stepping carefully across a narrow, swaying rope bridge that tested their balance and nerves. Zhang Ling crossed first to test its stability, then turned around to offer encouragement as Tian Xiwei made her way across while the bridge wobbled dramatically in the wind. The sheer thrill of the moment brought genuine shouts of excitement from them both, echoing off the canyon walls in a symphony of pure adrenaline. On the other side of the river awaited a bustling local market village famous for its vibrant textiles, aromatic street food, and lively community atmosphere. The locals had been briefed on the production, but many genuine shoppers and vendors looked on with wide-eyed curiosity as the two famous celebrities jogged through the alleys. Their mission here was covert. They had to locate a specific spice vendor wearing a traditional indigo hat without asking direct questions. Zhang Ling pretended to browse handmade silver jewelry while scanning the stalls, whispering strategy updates to Tian Xiwei out of the corner of his mouth. Tian Xiwei spotted the target first near a colorful display of dried chili peppers and locally harvested teas. She nudged Zhang Ling discreetly, and together they approached the friendly vendor, reciting a passphrase they had memorized earlier that morning. The vendor smiled warmly, handing them a steaming bamboo basket filled with local delicacy treats, and hidden right underneath was a carved jade pendant. This pendant wasn't just a prop, It served as the master key required to unlock the final treasure vault at the end of their multi-day expedition. As afternoon transitioned into a breathtaking golden hour, the film crew packed up the equipment for the first day and relocated to a traditional boutique inn overlooking the valley. Even off-camera, Tian, Xiwei and Zhang Ling continued reviewing the script pages for the following day, brainstorming ways to elevate the comedic rivalry between their characters. They shared dinner under a canopy of glowing string lights, tasting local Yunnan specialties like wild mushroom hotpot while laughing about the day's physical mishaps. The camaraderie between the two leads established an unbreakable foundation for the rest of the grueling production schedule. Morning arrived with a thick blanket of fog clinging to the rice terraces outside their windows, painting a surreal, painterly landscape that felt completely detached from modern reality. Zhang Ling was already downstairs stretching by the courtyard fountain, sipping a hot cup of pu'er tea while studying the updated topographical maps. Tian Xiwei joined him shortly after, looking equally refreshed and eager to tackle the next phase of the grand treasure hunt. The director briefed them on today's main objective, a vertical rock climbing challenge up a legendary limestone cliff face known locally as the Dragon's Spine. Arriving at the towering cliff site, the safety instructors fitted both actors with professional harnesses, helmets, and heavy-duty climbing shoes. While Zhang Ling had some prior experience with action choreography wirework, scaling a sheer natural rock face presented an entirely different set of physical demands. Tian Xiwei stretched her arms overhead, channeling her inner competitive spirit as she stared up at the towering vertical wall. The crew set up drone cameras that buzzed like giant insects overhead, capturing panoramic views of the stunning Yunnan geography surrounding the daring stunt. Zhang Ling took the first climbing rotation, carefully finding handholds and footholds. On the rough, textured limestone surface, every movement required absolute concentration, his muscles straining visibly under the morning sun as he ascended the cliff step by step. From below, Tian Xiwei shouted words of tactical encouragement, tracking his progress and pointing out hidden crevices that offered better grip. Once he reached a secure platform halfway up, he secured the anchor line and radioed down that it was her turn to take the lead. With a determined breath, Tian Xiwei began her ascent, moving with surprising agility and speed that earned immediate applause from the safety team stationed nearby. She focused entirely on the rhythm of her breathing and the placement of her hands, refusing to look down at the dizzying drop beneath her boots. Reaching the halfway point where Zhang Ling waited, they paused for a quick cinematic dialogue sequence suspended high above the valley floor. Their delivery was flawless, blending authentic exhaustion with the witty banter scripted for their treasure-hunting personas. Together, they pushed through the final grueling meters of the vertical climb, finally hoisting themselves onto the flat summit plateau. Awaiting them at the peak was a stone pedestal holding a weathered bronze puzzle box, gleaming under the bright midday sun. They collapsed onto the grass for a brief moment to catch their breath before eagerly diving into the final puzzle of the cliff challenge. By rotating the intricate bronze rings according to the astrological symbols carved into the cliff base, the heavy lid sprang open with a satisfying mechanical hiss. Inside the bronze box lay a silk scroll detailing the coordinates of the ultimate treasure site, an ancient, forgotten cave system hidden deep inside a towering karst mountain. The production team arranged for a convoy of rugged off-road vehicles to transport the cast and crew across the bumpy, winding mountain dirt roads. Dust billowed behind the tires as the vehicles carved through the dramatic landscape, with Tian Xiwei and Zhang Ling riding shotgun and marveling at the cinematic beauty unfolding outside their windows. The atmosphere inside the car was filled with infectious laughter, lively music playlists, and excited speculation about what awaited them underground. Arriving at the mouth of the massive limestone cave, the temperature dropped noticeably, replaced by a cool, damp breeze whispering from the dark subterranean depths. The crew handed out industrial-grade headlamps and heavy-duty flashlights, illuminating the jagged stalactites and stalagmites glistening like diamonds under the artificial beams. Zhang Ling took the lead once again, sweeping his light across the cavern walls to check for the painted directional markers left by the art department. The acoustics inside the cave amplified every footstep and whispered joke, creating an immersive, slightly eerie atmosphere that heightened the suspense. Navigating deeper into the cavern, they reached a subterranean chamber featuring an underground river spanned by a makeshift wooden raft. The script required them to paddle across the dark, reflective water manually, using long wooden poles to push off the rocky bottom. Tian Xiwei hopped onto the wobbling raft first, steadying herself with expert balance while Zhang Ling climbed aboard with the heavy gear bags. As they pushed away from the shore, the water around them mirrored the beam lights, casting dancing shadows against the ancient rock formations high above. Reaching the opposite bank, they discovered the final major obstacle of the season, a massive stone door carved with intricate mythical beasts and a complex sliding tile numerical puzzle. This was the climax of the entire episode arc, and the cameras rolled continuously from multiple angles to capture every nuance of their performance. Zhang Ling analyzed the grid pattern, tracing his fingers across the cold stone numbers while discussing potential combinations with his co-star. Tian Xiwei spotted a recurring mathematical sequence tied to the local Yunnan folklore they had learned about on day one, providing the crucial missing link. Working together with frantic, synchronized movements, they slid the heavy stone tiles into their correct slots one by one until a deep, resonant click echoed through the chamber. The massive ancient door slowly ground open on stone hinges, revealing a hidden inner sanctum bathed in golden theatrical lighting. Inside sat the legendary treasure chest, surrounded by glowing props and golden ornaments that gleamed brilliantly against the dark cave walls.